What's going on, everybody? Hold on one second. Let me tweet this thing out. I'm in a great mood. And it has nothing to do with the C4 energy drink that I just consumed right before the show. Hold on. Time for a fun football Friday. How about that? Time for a fun football Friday. I rhymed. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? It is time for a fun football Friday and no mustache Friday. That thing is gone, baby. I don't look like a cop anymore. I do not look like a cop anymore, right? I'm clean shaven, no mustache. I don't have to worry about people getting nervous when I pull up alongside of them. I'm doing good. Feeling good. Happy Friday to everybody. Getting ready to go into this weekend. Aaron, is NFL, is it playoff weekend in the NFL this weekend, or is it next weekend? I can't. I mean, once you win the fantasy football championship, like, you don't really pay attention to nothing else. I gotta be honest with you.
Nah, this is the last week of the regular season. There's 2 games on Saturday. The rest of the games are on Sunday, and then the playoffs start next weekend.
Okay, all right, fine. All right, well then that's cool. Well, now I know. I ain't gonna watch nothing. I mean, I'm gonna just order my fantasy football belt. Order a new belt and kind of go from there. That's what my plans of it is going to be. Rodolfo, don't go anywhere. I got something special. Rodolfo, I got something special planned for you. Oh, Rodolfo, don't go nowhere, Rodolfo. I got something planned for you, nephew. Nephew, I got something special for you. Don't you go anywhere, nephew. You stay where you at. That's it. But listen, welcome back to the Old Fashioned Sports Show. I'm your host, your favorite unk, Anwar Richardson, writer / columnist for OrangeBloods.com, and host of this show here, which we do here on the Orange Bloods live channel. Hope you guys enjoyed Horns Up this morning. And then, of course, this show is here. We're going to have a... I see you in the chat. I'm ignoring y'all. We're gonna have a little bit of a shorter show today. We didn't get a chance to do our Prize Picks show yesterday. People were just kind of on the move and doing different things. Jason was down in San Antonio with the Under Armour stuff. Catch was on the road. He was in Austin. I think Alex had stuff. So none of it worked for anybody. I don't think it just worked for anybody. So we got to do our Prize Picks show, our final show of the year. I cashed out on my Prize Picks this week, though. I cashed out, Aaron, 3 stacks, baby. 3 stacks from Prize Picks. Woo-wee! Oh, yeah. I was feeling good. That already paid for a nice little purchase that I had. So Unc cleaned up in Prize Picks this year. Y'all go over there and listen to everybody else and their picks, so you can listen to Unc and my picks. We done cleaned up. Now I have to pay taxes on that one. I'm very well aware. So it is 3 stacks is going to take some money out of that one. That's what that's. I don't know. I can't do the math. What is that? 500 out of it. I don't know what the taxes on that thing is going to be, but I know it's not all going to me. But some is going to go to Uncle Sam. But nonetheless, what's left over is going to go to me. So good morning to everybody. And I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Let me go do what I love to do, which is acknowledge everybody who gets in here early, who's here in the chat early here. Sandman23 is in the chat. Number 1, claiming the number 1 spot. Look at you, Sandman. I feel you. Zio_V. You just had the number 1 spot yesterday. Number 2 today. Nonetheless, you're still on the podium. And props to you, Zio_V. Chris Bennett, you back in the top 3 as again, the original OG of the super fans. Oh, super fans. That's an interesting thing, boy. I've stopped watching that train wreck of a thing. It's kind of is not as fun. It was never really fun, but no longer has my interest in it. I've kind of moved on off of that. So I did see Xavier rejected the apology and then he deleted that tweet. So I'm like, okay. All right, and then now, yeah, okay. It was interesting to watch, and I was wanted to see how it went down. I'm not interested anymore, so I've moved on. Hopefully, everybody else has moved on. We'll move on and just focus in on those Longhorns. Rodolfo's in the chat. Jesse is in the chat. My main man Chris Nelson, Simple Yo will do it, is in the chat. My main man DC Dale Coleman is in that chat. Just the dude. Is in the chat as well. Hey, I know you don't do recruiting, but is there any word on Evan Stewart or the 2025 running back out of San Antonio Johnson High School? Loren Bubba Johnson. I haven't heard anything as far as Evan in Texas. I can tell you, I spoke to someone yesterday. And Evan Stewart doesn't seem to be a guy that's on the list. I heard a couple of other names, which I can't necessarily say at this moment. But Evan Stewart's not the name that I've heard so far. So I'm just want to let you know. And the Bubba Johnson one, I'll have to let me message Jason real quick for you, Dale Coleman. Hold on one second. Let me ask him. I'll do this for you. Any recruiting updates on San Antonio's Loren Bubba? Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. This is like on demand radio right here, right? This is like I'm like your broke version of like Alexa, right? Hold on, someone is asking on my show. Okay, yeah, I'm like your poor man's Alexa, right? It's just like, Alexa, any updates on Bubba Johnson? It's like, hold on, fam, I'll be right back. So that, yeah, and then you had to wait like 2-3 minutes. And like, hey man, I checked into it. Seems like such and such. So I'm gonna hopefully Jason used a response to my stuff pretty quickly. So Dale, give me a second. I'll see what I can give you. Just a dude said smooth seas. Like he always got something, some words of wisdom that just a dude always likes to give to us. So it goes, smooth seas never make a skilled sailor, or smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. In other words, you have to go through trials and adversities in life in order to get to ultimately where you want to be. The things that you're going through in life is only kind of growing you and molding you. You're on the potter's wheel. I think that's what Just a Dude is doing. Oh, I said potter's wheel. Oh, that made somebody happy. Somebody said, man, when you gonna come to my church? Anyway, Landmark Harper is in the house. He's trucking through the snow in Kansas. Please be safe. Please absolutely be safe. I remember when I lived in Detroit. True story, Landmark. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Mr. Harper. I'm probably butchering the first name. So let me tell you the true story, right? So when I moved to Detroit, I had been living in Florida for years, right? And so I had a Mustang convertible. That's a perfect Florida car for a single guy, right? It was a Mustang convertible. Now I didn't have the nice super duper engine. I couldn't afford all that, but I could afford a Mustang. Now it was like a 6-cylinder. Okay, so I don't want you to think it was a 4-liter or anything like that. All right, so I didn't go like that. So it was a 6-cylinder, right? So anyway, so here I am. It was like I was leaving Island Park. It had snow, like started snowing and icing real bad, so on and so forth. Now, again, so I'm driving home, right? This is a true story. I'm driving home. I get on the interstate. I'm fine. Then I come off the interstate. I'm probably a good 4 miles from the house, maybe something to that effect. From where the interstate was, maybe 5 at the most, right? The first light I tried to stop for, but I couldn't stop. My tires I'm hitting brake, but I'm sliding through the intersection. So I slid through the first red light, right? I slid through this, right? And thank God no one hits me. And so I'm like, what in the hell is this? Like, I can't stop this car. And so I'll keep driving a little bit further, and I get to the second red light. Once again, can't stop. Cannot stop this thing. Once again, I go through a red, and they, again, but it's I'm going slow, right? So people can kind of see like it's just I can't stop. So then what I do then, I slam the car against the curb. I'm thinking this is the only way I can get this thing to stop. So I slam it against the curb. And then I finally able to get this thing to stop. Thank goodness I was only a few blocks from my house. And so from that point on, I just eased into the house. Of course, went the next day to the tire store because I just had normal Florida tires on my car. I didn't have any kind of all-weather tires to do this thing. So they're like, oh, yeah, you're going to kill yourself with these kind of tires up here. I'm like, oh, I almost died. And so that's when I realized, oh, man, you got to get some of those things or flip some snow tires or something to that effect. So, yeah, be careful. Because I remember the first time that I was really driving through some snow. And I drove before in rental cars, but the rental cars, when I was in Green Bay and other places, Chicago, they had those things. I didn't know it. That I needed it for myself. I learned that lesson quick though. So be careful, Mr. Harper. Barb's 10. What's going on to you? My main man Bevo fan is here. Gabe Lock Text. There we go. Here we go. Christopher Jimenez is in here. Good morning, Texas peoples. Michael Hernandez is in here. Money B, we always in this building. Stanley is in here. South End Zone Queen, you are back to work today. Good, South End Zone Queen. I need to be paying attention to who the hell my guests are because I went and looked at a video of SEC Mike. I wanted to watch one of his videos yesterday. He does not look like my other guests. He doesn't look like Kyle Henderson. Just going to tell you that. Yesterday, South End Zone Queen was trying to say that Kyle Henderson looked like kind of like a white Drake, and it was totally not. She thought it was Michael, but it actually was Kyle. I guess she feels like all dudes with beards look alike. Hopefully you're not making pancakes. You're paying attention today, South End Zone Queen. Rogue Shop is in the house. Good morning, Rogue. Richard, Happy New Year to you. I'll talk to you in a while. Been about like a couple of weeks. Hope you're doing good, though. Montgomery Flores is in the house. Doug is in the house as well. Let's see who else is in here. Richard is in here. Brandon is in here. Sark After Dark. Jesse is in here. Is this the last show? Oh, you want to play some end of the road? What's going on? What does Jesse know that I don't know? What's that based on, Jesse? What's that based on, Jess? Jess C. I'm calling you Jess C. Horns up. Oh, so you guys made your announcement? Oh, okay. I didn't know if you made the announcement, and I didn't want to say anything if you hadn't made the announcement because that wasn't for me to say. That's for you guys to say. Nah, this ain't the last show. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. I'm gonna be here next week. Now, I will tell you this, just a little bit. Catch will make the overall kind of announcements and stuff like that of certain things. We may have to condense this show just a little bit. I mean, I don't know if we're going to do 3 hours a day for the next, 8 months. Like that, come on, y'all. Yeah, come on. You guys hop in and out this show. And I know that. I understand that. You guys hop in, you hop out. You got things that are going on, so on and so forth. So I don't know if we're going to do 3 hours a day, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, all that kind of stuff. But old-fashioned show is still going to be here. I can tell you that much. Don't worry about that. No last show for me. You'll still get me. Might give me a little shorter version. But But I ain't going nowhere. I will be here. We bad boys for life. Calvin is in here. Billy Bird is in here. Who else? Money B, of course, I talked about you. Big Tex. Trace Crutchfield is in here. What positions onward? Are you talking about transfers? Yeah, we're getting into all that. Boy. Mac Vasis? Man, I'm so bad on this one. I don't even know what you're trying to say. It makes sense to you, but I can't pronunciate it, and I'm not gonna sit here and look bad. I just know it's Mac Avosis, something like that. Hopefully it's Mac Avosis 972. I apologize if I butchered it. My main man Corleone is in here as well. Binks is in here. Good to see you once again. Very active yesterday, so Binks is in here. Yeah, Terrence is saying no more Officer Unk. You're right. No more Officer Unk in here. Just another famous reviewer is in this piece. Rogue Shop says, I want to see Onward's edit. I don't care. I'm missing all y'all, what y'all talking about. Chris Nelson said, what are you supposed to do at work? I don't know, work. Chris, you're like, man, what am I supposed to do at my job? Well, I'm not working, man. Man, what I need to how I'm supposed to occupy my time at my job if I ain't got a long show on. What I'm supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do now? I don't know. Your job, Chris. Could you imagine? Chris did his performance evaluations. And like, man, your performance kind of dipped in the second quarter. We're kind of curious, like, what happened to you, Chris? Man, Unk's show got cut a little short, man. I didn't know what to do, man. Like, we were gonna be okay. We gonna be as your boy Kendrick would say, we gonna be all right. Don't worry about that. JP Villa is in here. Let's see. Joseph is in here. Woods is in here. Corey's in here. Yes, everything. Go ahead and like the button, like it, subscribe it. Oh, by the way, our guy who sponsors the first portion of the show, El Presidente, is in this piece. Eric Sells Homes, DFW. If you're looking for a home in the DFW area, you don't have to look any further than our main man, El Presidente, Eric Torres. Looking to buy, looking to sell, whatever it is, my main man, he has got you covered. It's first of the year, got your goals. You know what you want to do. You're thinking about doing one of them. Upsize and downsize and whatever it is time for you to buy something, whatever it is, trying to jump into this market, is a home you got an eye on. Just go ahead and contact them, do the preliminary work so you get ready. But don't you can wait until the summer. I'll tell you, get a good deal now, man. Everybody is recovering. If you save some of your money for the Christmas holidays, you got to worry about all that. Eric Sells Homes, DFW. That's my main man, El Presidente. He's got you covered. Go ahead and check him out. Couple of things before I go to a break. Couple of things, though. Y'all asked me this yesterday, so I finally did it. I did it. I decided to go through, and I probably made it through over 2 hours of the Cat Williams interview in Club Shay Shay. I've made it through over 2 hours. I've made it. It's a long interview. It's a very long interview. It's almost 3 hours. I'm well over 2. I don't know if I'm at the 2:15 mark, the 2:20 mark, this and that, but I was watching it last night. And so I believe a lot of what he said. Some of the things I gotta call, I gotta call a little BS. I gotta call a little BS on your 4.340. I don't know you. I don't think you look like a 4.340 guy to me. I don't know if you read 3,000 books in a year. That one sounds a little fabricated to me. I'm like, wait a second. You gonna call people out for on lies and say you never lie? They talk about you read 3,000 books in a year. Like, I don't know. The math is like, how many? That's like 58 books a week. You may be smart. You're not that smart unless you're reading kids' books. Cat in a Hat. Come on now. And yeah, he said he can read fluently. Like, he can read at 3. Okay. Certain things I'm like, He says he does 100 push-ups a day. Come on. Yeah, you guys work out. You guys have seen Cat. 100 push-ups a day, you're going to look like Herschel Walker, right? Because remember Herschel Walker back in the day, that's all he did was push-ups. And so you do 100 push-ups a day, you're going to be pretty swole. You don't look like a guy that's swole. So there's some things I'm going to call a little BS on. But here's my question to y'all. This is literally the question I have for you. Seriously. And you guys have, Chris Nelson, right? You can say this because you're at work. Man, I want to know, because he went scorched earth on just about everybody in his industry. I want to know, are there people within your industry, if given a microphone, you would go scorched earth on? And I want to know why. So that's the thing I'm asking you on this fun Friday, this Foolishness Friday, kind of a fun football Friday. And I got tons of football topics, so don't worry about that. But I'm just kind of curious for y'all. Is there anybody that you would say I would, if given them, if someone sat down with me, Onward sat down with me, you would just unload on? Because I'm trying to think of, like, in my industry, right? I started thinking of, I was like, okay, who do I dislike so much in my industry that if given the opportunity, because I'm not gonna go off on anybody at any point, right? I can literally just do that today if I wanted to. I don't know who has bothered me that much where I would just 100% unload on. I mean, there's some people I don't like. I don't know if there's anybody out there that I would just go crazy on. Like, is it? I just want to know. I know what Rodolfo would do. I know what Rodolfo would do, and I know how Rodolfo would handle this thing. But I'm just curious, is anybody that you guys would say to yourself, okay, this is where it's at? So speaking of Rodolfo, speaking of nephew, speaking of scorched earth, speaking of all Cat Williams and going off on people and just letting it be known, Rodolfo, nephew, oh baby, I'm about to exit the screen. Oh, this is for you, Rodolfo. Go get your tissues. Go get your Kleenex. Go ahead. You can go ahead and play this.
Jordan Whittington,
they call him the junkyard dog because he does all the dirty work. So valuable to this offense.
He's a true leader. Physical player. Whittington.
Dear Texas, thank you. Every moment I've had here, good or bad, has been a piece of such an important chapter in my life. And it's an honor to say I didn't just play at Texas, I played for Texas. Every minute, every day, every year, I gave you my all.
Tremendous effort from Jordan Whittington. Those are game-winning plays.
And now, I feel complete.
Over the middle, touchdown, Texas. Jordan Whittington.
Jordan Whittington with an absolutely outstanding block. It's gone. Jordan Whittington.
So after 17 long years, or however long it's been since I've been here, it's time to go. But no matter when, no matter where, no matter what, I'll forever be a Texas Longhorn. Hook 'em.
Oh, Rodolfo. Oh, Rodolfo. Yeah, man. I know, Rodolfo. I know it hurt you. I know it hurt you, baby. I know it hurt you. Come here. Get some love. But you know what? Regardless of what Rodolfo says, hey, at the end of the day, yeah, I know he may think touchdowns are greater than blockers. It's something to be said for a person who becomes selfless and goes ahead and gives everything that they have to the university. First of all, first and foremost, most importantly, graduates from the University of Texas. Let's go there. You walk out with the diploma. You walk out with your T-ray. I love all the other things that are about college football. But if you go ahead and you graduate, Like you got my 100% respect, because that's what college is for. It's to get that paper. It's to be able to change your life, your generations, all those kind of things. So he walks out with that, and then being a guy, you know, I don't think everyone's legacy is always defined by, oh my gosh, they were just a baller, and they were, you know, a 1,500-yard kind of guy, right? For instance, Roshan Johnson. Do you look at Roshan at any less, or do you look at him even more with a higher esteem? Because you look at a guy like Roshan and you say to yourself, look how selfless that guy was. Look at what he sacrificed for the team. Look how important he was. Look how important he was as a leader, right? All the other things. Bijan, he gets all the credit, right? Of course, it's Bijan, right? It's Bijan, right? But what did Roshan do behind him that was also of a good help? So I look at him, and I'll look at a guy that came here, you know, fantastic player in high school, came here, overcame a lot of things. Got to think too, the injuries that he had to deal with early on really sidetracked him. And then when they were able, when Torrey Becton was able to get in there and say to him, like, hey man, like you've done a lot of heavy lifting. This was the issue with him. And you guys understand this, especially for y'all who work out a lot, right? This is especially for you guys who work out. South Enzo Queen can understand this from her medical profession, right? Sometimes what they were doing before under the previous staff was a lot of heavy lifting, just a lot of heavy lifting. Like that's a lot of maxing out, a lot of strong weights, all those kind of things, right? And as you know, if you don't know, but that takes a toll on someone's body. It really does. And so more injuries are likely to occur when you're just kind of just like trying to just get massive and bulk up and all these other kind of things. And when Torrey Becton got in here and his staff, they really tried to emphasize like, hey, you know, let's do some things that create, you know, function and mobility, getting stronger, but also create like function and mobility. And so you're actually able to withstand. And so what happens is you actually see a Jordan Whittington that doesn't get banged up, that is able to survive. They're able to survive a season. Why? Because they actually totally redid everything that he had been doing for years, right? And so you have that portion of it. And look, man, this guy's got a Senior Bowl invite. So at the end of the day, NFL teams are saying, I see something in this guy. I see something special that's within this guy. And so when he gets a chance to kind of talk to folks and sit down with them, they're going to see a good guy, a special guy. Now, look, is he going to be a high draft pick? Obviously, the answer to that is no. We know that. But will he be a person that can go in, contribute on the special teams, and be a leader, you know, from day one, and be a perfect example and role model, and be the person that you can proudly say went to the University of Texas, not some damn knucklehead who's going to embarrass you, that you're going to have to answer questions for and be like, well, we always knew he was kind of like a little bit of a jerk, and now it just magnifies. You're not having that worry, not having that concern. So, hey, man, sometimes, you know, it takes a lot of different components to make a team, right? You know, when you play on a team, like not everyone's a star. Some people are contributors, but those contributors matter just as much as the stars do. We're just keeping it a buck and keeping it real. So yeah, it ends up being a really good career for Jordan Whittington, again, to be able to graduate, to be as charismatic, to be as much of a leader as he was. And look, you know, he will be, when he says he's forever a Longhorn, it's forever a Longhorn. It's forever a Longhorn. He's more of a Longhorn than some Longhorn fans who didn't go to the school. I'm not calling out anybody. I'm not calling out you, Rodolph. I'm just talking in general. So props to him. Props to Jay Witt. Good luck to him. in his future because he's a good guy. Sometimes it's okay to just see good people. Don't you just like it? I don't know if you guys are like this. Sometimes you just like to see good people win. Sometimes you like to. I like to see good people succeed, right? I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in the notion of that. That's just like my personal thing. I don't want to kind of get into that thing because I see too many bad people prosper throughout their lives and then die and die peacefully. So I'm not quite sold on the whole karma thing, but I do like people who do well. And I like to see those people succeed as well. So good luck to Jordan Whittington, who, by the way, was an Orange Bloods athlete, an NIL, when we did that thing a few years ago. And he was one of our guys, one of our first people that I think we had signed. I got to go back. I would have to ask Ketch about that. But I feel like he's one of the first people that we had signed from an NIL deal, because I remember doing interviews with him. And always just a really good dude. I remember him doing it in his room overlooking the kitchen. So yeah. And so I see Jay Witt. I see Jay Witt as a guy who goes to the NFL. I see him as a kind of a undrafted guy is what I see. I see him as like a priority free agent. Like he's one of those first guys that are right after the draft is picked up. And then, he goes from there. So, I mean, and I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be a guy that's like I said, on special teams for several years, works his way up, and then who knows from there? You just never absolutely know. And hell, I mean, maybe he is a 6th or 7th round pick. Maybe someone just takes a flyer on him in the 7th round and says, "Why not? I don't want to risk losing that guy." Like usually in the NFL draft, when you start getting to those latter rounds, the guys that get picked, they just start. They know this person might be an unrestricted free agent, but they say, you know what? I don't want to necessarily risk all that. So we'll see what happens with his career. But nonetheless, good luck to Jordan Whittington. All right, Aaron, let's go ahead and do a quick break, and then when we come back, we got other Longhorn topics that we need to discuss and that we're going to get into. There's a lot of news and notes from yesterday, a lot of things that I've been hearing that I can probably share with you today. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. Be back about like 3 minutes. Peace.
One of our very first Orange Bloods recruiting flashbacks will focus on a player that went on to become one of the best running backs in the history of the sport. Jamal Charles was a high 4-star prospect by Rivals.com when he signed with the Longhorns in 2005, finishing number 57 overall in the Rivals 100 and number 4 overall in the state of Texas. Personally, I had Jamal Charles as a 5-star prospect on my Lone Star Recruiting Top 100 list, but I have to admit that I wasn't head over heels in love with him the first time I watched his junior film as a prospect. It's hard for me to admit this out loud, but I actually had questions about his speed and whether he was really as fast as his track exploits suggested he was. Ultimately, he was scoring touchdowns as a junior at Memorial by such wide margins that he really never had to open up his speed on the field as much as he just seemed to coast. It didn't take me long to figure out that questioning his speed was one of the dumbest things I've ever done while working in this industry, and that's probably saying something. The most dramatic part of his recruitment might have come on the day he decided to commit to the Longhorns, because when he picked up the phone to call running backs coach Mike Haywood, no one was there to take the call. Charles told Jason Sukamel of OrangeBloods.com that he would call Mac Brown back the next day and make it official. And that's exactly what he did. The hit rate for the class was exceptional, as Charles was joined by the likes of Henry Melton, Roy Miller, Jermichael Finley, Roderick Muckleroy, Quan Cosby, Chris Hall, Charlie Tanner, and of course, Colt McCoy. When it's all said and done, and you look back at the last quarter century of Rivals.com ranking prospects, Jamal Charles is one of the greatest Longhorn prospects that ever lived.
All right, and welcome back. And by the way, speaking of great things that have ever lived, how about specs? Specs has been one of those great things. It's Friday. You're thinking about what you're going to do this weekend, and you're trying to tell yourself, all right, what am I going to do? I'm going to hang out and have some people over. So, yeah, why don't you head out to Specs? Best beer, best wines, best spirits. They even deliver for you. You don't even got to get off the couch. You can just go ahead, get on the app, order what you need to order, and then have that thing delivered to you. You just go ahead, go outside your door, go grab it, go sit back down and relax and enjoy yourself. But, yeah, I mean, you got some football that's going to go on this weekend. National championship game is going to be on Monday. So what are you thinking about? What are you going to do? Going to go head out to Specs. Aaron, let them know what Specs has got in store for them.
No matter what you're needing, Specs same-day delivery can save the day with our Specs app or online shopping. From world-class wines to hard-to-find spirits and craft beers to gourmet foods, delicious snacks, and spectacular sweets. It's Specs. Cheers to savings.
Cheers to you, man. I know I'm headed out to Specs, man. Today is my oldest son's birthday, Maximus. He turns 11 years old today, so happy birthday to him. He's got a party on Saturday, so I will definitely head to Specs today so I can fill up my Yeti cup and enjoy that party. AKA just sit in the back and chill. I'm just here I'm just here so I don't get fined. I love it. But boy, it is crazy. Let me tell y'all, it is crazy. You got two boys. My oldest, Maximus, is turned 11 today. Titan is 5 years old. And so now you start doing math and you're like, and I just turned 50. Oh, old dad. I'm not old. Even though when I told my son, when I told my youngest son, Titan, this was like a few weeks ago, and we were talking about me turning 50, and he was like, wow, Dad, you're going to die soon. I'm like, thanks. Thanks. Appreciate it, son. I'm trying not to do that. So yeah, man, so if there's like 13 more years, my youngest son is 5, and it's 13 more years or so before he graduates. That means I'm 63 when my youngest is out of high school. 63. Hey, but you know what? Listen. Real talk. I mean, while everybody was young and having babies, Unc was out having a time of his life. I'm just going to be honest with you. Unc was out doing the darn thing. I was having fun. I was traveling. I mean, I was going to different clubs, different parties. I wasn't that. I mean, I had no attachments, no nothing. Later in life, things happen, and I have my kids, and now I don't miss any of it. I don't want any of it. Like, I'm cool, I'm relaxed, I'm chill, like all that, right? But so I actually don't regret being an older parent because I got to do all the stuff that I wanted to do when I was younger. And now that I'm older, I can do the things for my kids that they want to do, and I can actually afford to do it. So, yay, Rodolfo, Cotton, all y'all young boys in there, Money B, all y'all young boys. Hey, hold off, baby, hold off. You don't need to have kids in your 20s. Don't need to have. I know it sounds good, but don't. Wait to get older. Wait to get older. Get married. Find that person. I don't know why we don't want to talk about getting married and having kids anymore. We're just having babies and stuff. But wait till you get older. Just older and want to do it. Stay safe while out in them streets. And then now you can be an old dad like just be an old dad. But be okay with it. And then go to a trampoline park, step one way wrong, and then break your pinky toe. There was a thing. All right, let's get into some things. So happy birthday, Max. Whenever you wake up, which by the way, he's at my house today. Whenever you wake up, he's at my house all the time. I mean, I have joint custody. my sons. So they're at my house all the time. So and I'm not like today, like I just showed up on a birthday dad. Like I just want to make that clear. Like I ain't that kind of dad. I'm an active dad. I'm an active father. I coach teams and stuff like that. Like I got my youngest son. We got that YMCA league, basketball league starting up in a couple of weeks. So I'm here. You know, we're gonna go and roll. We're gonna take over there at Twin Lakes. That's what we're fixing to do. So, but yes, very active dad. So I just want to, I just want to be like, he's here today because I never see him. No. I'm here all day, every day. Hey, there was we talked about this a little bit yesterday when I think Kyle came on, and I think a little bit before Aaron and I talked about this a little bit, but there was kind of some early 2024 national championship odds that had came out this week. And so I wanted to make sure I kind of ran through this with you guys so you guys can kind of see just early, and Bet Online is a bigger one of the sports books, right? And so I'm looking at everybody said, Yes, don't have kids with the wrong person, Sam, man. You'll be tired of them forever, like forever. Like not until they're 18, because it just doesn't stop there. So no, you guys, I'm telling you, young guys and ladies, just wait until you find your person. Outside of that, boy, you just don't want to deal with that drama and them headaches. So wait until. He said Michael Hernandez says, me and the wife were 17 to 24. We have 3 kids. 25 years later, 25, 24, 23, still running. Hey, Michael, congratulations, bro. Congratulations. But Michael, I think you also know that that's your story of success is not everybody's story of success. And so, by the way, Wait. Hold on, Michael. Wait. I'll keep that up there. You said me and the wife were 17 and 24. Wait. Who was 17, Michael? 17 and 24. Is that legal? Is that legal here? Wait, Michael, are you saying one of you guys was 24 and the other person was 17? Hold on, R. Kelly. Hold on, R. Kelly and Leah. What's going on? Who's rocking the boat? Oh, Michael said the wifey was 17. You could get married? You can marry someone at 17, Michael? Come on. Wait. Come on, Pied Piper. What's going on here? She was an emancipated threw me for a loop. Okay, Michael, you know what? You are such good peoples. I really like you a lot. And I usually listen, all that matters is that it worked out. And I'm just gonna leave it there. So normally I got jokes. Michael, normally I got jokes. And you family, Michael. So I'm not saying I'm not gonna mess with you just a little bit. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna mess with you, but just know if I start messing with you, Michael, it just knows out of love. In families, we all chew on each other and it's out of love. But Michael, hold on, dog. 24 and 17 when you got married. So when you started dating her, she was 16? Wait, Mike. How you met her at the mall, Mike? What'd you do? Forever 21, Mike? What'd you do, Mike? You gave her a little gift card, something like that, little Forever 21 gift card. Hello Kitty set. What you do? I'm glad it worked out, though. I'm glad it worked out, Mike. Can't do that now, bro. He over here. He is over here with he's like, man, I loved R. Kelly. we're gonna have what was the R. Kelly special called? What was that thing that they did? It was Surviving R. Kelly. It's gonna be Surviving Michael Hernandez. I'm just messing with you, Mike. Because the thing worked out. And listen, Mike, all BS aside, I've been divorced multiple times, so I'm not the one to judge anybody's relationship. I should be taking relationship advice from you. All I know is clearly I should have went to the middle school to find my wife back in the day. God, well, damn it, why nobody tell me? When I was in high school, senior high school, and go there to the little middle school. You see a little girl on the playground? That's gonna be your wife one day. Mike, I'm just messing with you. Hey, Mike, mad. I just lost a viewer. Mike, just know I love you. Just know I love you, Mike. Just know I love you. All right, let's go back to the thing. Let's go back to the odds, okay? So the early national championship odds are out through Bet Online AG. Alabama and Georgia at a 5-1 odds. Alabama and Georgia at a 5-1 odds. Texas is over there at the 9-1 odds. So that's going to probably put Texas at that probably 9 to 10 win range is where we're probably going to be thinking about Texas going into next season. And then when we do that, then that means even if there's a loss to a Michigan or an Alabama or something to that effect, not Alabama, Georgia is what I meant to say. I apologize. Even if those are the two, Texas probably still gets into the playoffs, which is so. Yeah, you got that 9-1. This is national championship odds, right? So this says kind of where we're at. But obviously, this is applicable to what they feel is what the SEC is going to look like, right? Tied between Alabama, Georgia, Texas at that number 3 position, more than likely, followed by the LSU, Ole Miss, Tennessee, A&M at 31-1 odds, Oklahoma at 40-1. So not as much faith in Oklahoma being there. And realistically, we're just basically talking about, if Alabama's 1, Georgia's 2, Texas is 3, LSU's 4, Ole Miss 5, Tennessee 6. Then you're probably talking about they're projecting A&M to finish 7th and Oklahoma to finish 8th in here, So, there is that. And of course, Vandy 1,001. If you just are a person who went to Vandy and you just have money to burn and you're just hoping to strike luck sometime, which I don't think anybody would actually think would do so. All right. I know there's a super chat that came in from Tom G. So let's get to that real quick. What did Tom G say? Sort of at the corner of my eyes. Michael, by the way, don't defend yourself, bro. I was just joking, man. So don't feel the need to defend yourself in the chat. I'm telling you, it's all love. That's what Unc is here for. We're here to mess with you, but it's out of all love. I mess with you. I mess with myself. I mess with Catch. I mess with everybody. I mess with my kids. It don't matter. Everybody can get it, but I only do that to the people I love and care about. If I don't, it's a weird thing, right? If you don't mess with, I don't mess with somebody, when I say like joke with them, then I don't care about that person. But I joke with South End Zone Queen just starting the show, So don't please, Mike. I don't want you to be like feel any kind of way. That is it's all I only joke with people I really like. Okay. Tom G. I said, hey, been absent for a bit with personal/work stuff. Yes, you have been absent, Tom G. I'm surprised. I haven't heard from you since before the holidays. Since I got that beautiful. I was thinking about you this morning. Went by my I have my like a rack of stuff on my wall with like some bottles, and yours is in the center. I'll send you a picture, and that's not in the center; it's a little off center. But I'll send you a picture of it today. But anyway, I thought of you today because I saw it, and I was thinking, well, damn, I thought I was going to crack it open after Texas won a natty. So now I got to think of when I'm going to crack this open. Am I going to wait on this one or going to find like a special occasion? Because a natty is like asking a lot. So maybe I could go SEC championship. Okay. But hey, have you cracked open the bottle yet? Oh, shit, damn it. I took this. I literally read sentence to sentence. I actually don't read ahead. And so I have not cracked open the bottle yet. How many hours after the loss did you shave the stash? Let's see. I got back to the hotel at no. The shuttle left at 2:00 in the morning. So I didn't get back to my hotel until about 2:10-ish, 2:15. So then so we're talking about Tuesday morning. So I had to do a radio spot with Sirius XM at around 7:30 a.m. And then, probably I did a couple little things, and I think I showered up around like 9-ish or so, 9:30. So right around 7 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours after. So the game ended at whatever it ended at. I showered and shaved somewhere around 9:30. So it was somewhere in there. So whatever that out. So maybe 9 hours later is when I had a chance to do it. So yeah, probably about like 9 hours later, I had a chance to do it. I went back to the room, cracked open a little drink and relaxed. I didn't go to bed until like 3:30-ish or so. And like I said, I had to wait. I wanted to wake up to do the Sirius XM spot. So yeah, it shaved it all pretty quickly. And so now we know, Tom G, the one thing we've established is that the quote unquote playoff CFP stash does not help Texas win any college playoff games. That's what now we know. Now we know it doesn't help you win any playoff games. So going forward, so we're clear. There's no one. I'm going to grow it out in November, but we're not going to continue going throughout December because we see that it doesn't necessarily yield those results. We have to find another good luck charm to get us over the hump. So we're clear. I'm laying the foundation now. So I don't have to hear nothing from y'all come later this year. I want to hear, hey man, you got to grow that thing back out. No. It's not the good luck charm. Not the good luck charm that you thought it was. It was not. It's not. So, but it's good to talk to you, Tom G. It's good. I'm glad you. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year for you. I am, Tom G. I am already setting up for next year. You guys will have to find something else that it will, something else lucky, but it won't be the stash. Sorry. In fact, an argument can be made that maybe if I had shaved the stash, Texas would have won. Just gonna go out there. Just gonna put it out there. We should have stayed. We should have stayed the course and done what we should have done. Instead, y'all altered the course, and then you altered the course, and they altered the course, and that got you to the Big 12 championship. But then everything else kind of went awry from there. I'm gonna say this thing is weird. All right, thank you on that one. What is Stephanie saying? What was the Manning Ewers interview situation? Oh, you know what, Stephanie? It's interesting you asked me that about the Manning. So everyone, she's talking about the story that the picture of Quinn being interviewed. No one interviewing Quinn, and Quinn looking over his shoulder. And then there's the Manning being interviewed. So here's a couple of. I'll say this. So that was on Saturday. And if my math serves me correctly, and I do believe it does, let me see if I can find this here. Let me see if I still have this this thing. Quinn spoke to the media, I want to say on Friday, if I'm correct. Let me see if I can find, let's see if they still have the media. Damn it. I think they logged me out. But I'm pretty sure. Oh no, wait, here it is. Press Pass. Here. It's this app. Give me 1 second, Stephanie, because I wanna set it up for you. Okay, here we go. I'm almost there. Texas offensive player ability. Yeah, I'm 100% correct on this, Stephanie. So because I had to go look at the app and kind of check the what happened there. So what's not said as far as that thing is concerned is that Quinn actually had spoken to the media on Friday and everybody had done their interviews. So when Saturday rolls around and it's the media day and they're making everybody else available, to be fair, the majority of people had interviewed Quinn just the day earlier, 24 hours earlier. So there wasn't much left to ask a person on back-to-back days, right? It's the only thing, if you're working on a story, like a reporter, you're working on something specific, you may want to ask him. But more than likely, you already asked Quinn what you needed to ask on Friday because he was available. So yeah, at that point, then your attention shifts to a guy like Arch, who no one's spoken with since he stepped on campus, and also understanding that Texas will never make him available again until he's a starter. So knowing that we may not speak to Arch again for another year or two, it kind of was like you got to seize the opportunity. Texas only makes certain players available on Monday, and players that they hand select is usually 6 to 8 guys, something to that effect, maybe 8 guys that they'll bring in on a Monday, but it's always the starters, it's kind of the leaders, so on and so forth. So I don't know, as a person who was there, Stephanie, I don't really know if it was as bad as the picture made it seem, because you gotta also understand that people just spoke to him the previous day. So there is that. I will say there is that. I think the picture made it seem a little bit worse than what it was. And the other thing is, I don't know when that picture was taken, because so the media availability that we were talking about on Saturday, it was from 8:15 to 9 a.m. So then there's the other thing of, I don't know how many people may have interviewed Quinn and then been done, and then people were over at Arch. So I don't know if Quinn just sat there by himself the entire day for that 45-minute window and no one spoke with him. I was there. I don't think it was that egregious. But the picture, which went viral, makes it seem so. Hopefully that kind of clears up some of those things for you guys. Let's do this. Let's do one last break. And I know you guys have asked questions about comings and goings, and I sort of questioned about Adonai Mitchell, and I've got some things that I can share with you that I know that may shed some light on certain things. It's going to be this next day, today, and over the weekend. It's going to be really, really, really interesting. I'm going to tell you why. So let's do one last break. I say one last break because I got to get out of here by like 9:30ish or so. So because we got the Prize Pick show that's coming up at 10. So, but don't go anywhere. I got some stuff that I think you may want to hear. I think it'd be of good interest for you. So hang out for a few seconds, few minutes. I'll be right back.
This Orange Bloods recruiting flashback focuses on the player generally considered to be the greatest Longhorn football player of all time. Vince Young was a 5-star prospect by rivals when he signed with the Longhorns in 2002, finishing as the #1 overall player in the nation. 20 plus years later, the two things that stand out the most about Young's recruitment was how much ground the Longhorns made up in a blink of an eye. Weeks before his senior season began in 2001, his mother reported that Texas was out. Quote, "We ruled out Texas as Vincent has decided that he probably won't stay in the state of Texas to play in college," Miss Young said. In just a matter of months following that statement by his mom, Vince Young was pretty much wrapped up to go to Texas. The other thing that stands out about Young's recruitment was just how big he was in the city of Houston. I went to a playoff game with Madison against Hightower in the Astrodome, and opposing fans were jumping up in the stands over the excitement that Young was creating. I wrote for orangebloods.com at the time, quote, "At that point, the Astrodome crowd started to go crazy. People in the Hightower section were high-fiving each other, laughing, and screaming in amazement," end quote. It was unlike anything I've ever seen before or since. On the day he committed to the Longhorns in January, Vince said, quote, "There's a lot of love down there at Texas, and that's what I was looking for before I visited. They made my mom smile, and that's all I needed to see. I committed to them this afternoon." Young was the bell cow of a 2002 recruiting class that was ranked first in the nation and is regarded as one of the best in the history of the school. That class signed 6 5-star prospects, which also included Justin Blaylock and Roderick Wright. Ultimately, Young's class was the foundation of the 2005 national championship team.
All right. And yes, I wanted to clarify that, Chris Nelson, you did a good job on that, but I just want to make sure I explain it to Binks when you ask why is everyone out there. So what the Sugar Bowl does is that they make it a requirement that everybody has to be made available to the media, every single person. Why that? Okay, so I'll just give you an explanation. They understand that in order to get the ultimate coverage for their event, you need to make everybody available. Well, why is that? Okay, so because let's say I am a reporter for a publication in Tennessee. Let's do that randomly. Like let's just say a publication in Tennessee, right? And there's a kid from Tennessee. Let's say Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's be more specific. Knoxville, Tennessee, right? He was a star, 4-star, and that person went to the University of Texas. Well, we haven't talked to him in a couple of years, but I know that they're going to make him available to the media. So then what can I do? Well, I can go to my bosses and I can fly down or drive over to New Orleans, and then I can write a story about that person and then write it for my hometown paper or write it for, my local paper, so on and so forth, right? Well, if you make everybody available, starters, non-starters, now all of a sudden you can get more people in, because it's not just like, oh, well, let's just get the Texas media access and the Washington media access. It's to give everyone access. So maybe the people that covered someone who lived in different parts of the state of Texas, it's like, I get to talk to this person, right? So that's the thought process of making everybody available. It's when the universities do their thing, right? It's all about, okay, we're making these people available to the local media, and so we want to control that. The Sugar Bowl has, and all bowls, really, they are saying, look, we want the most coverage / free publicity for our bowls as possible. And so we're not going to limit that. So they strip away the powers from the schools and say, no, open practice. You got to make coordinators available. You got to make players available. And yeah, we'll have a day where you can make there's a media day where every single person can be made available to the media. That's just kind of how that thing goes. So it's designed to get the most coverage from as many people as possible. And again, Texas or Washington, they don't have control over that. That's how that thing happened. So they put Quinn up on a podium because he's a starter, he's a bigger name, so on and so forth. What the challenge is like, what do you do with a guy like Arch? Because what do you do? He is not a starter, so technically all the non-starters were supposed to sit on these seats that were away from the podium. So it essentially, if you think about how it was like a football field, they had all of like the main guys and main starters and several of them all throughout the playing field. And then the non-starters were supposed to sit in seats like on the sidelines. So that was kind of the setup. And so Texas wanted to treat Arch as a typical non-starter, the same way they would treat everybody else who was a non-starter. The challenge is he's a Manning. And so as much as you want to say, like, he's just like everybody else, he's just like everybody else is a non-starter. That it didn't work out that way. And so because it didn't work out that way, that's how it worked out. Hopefully that explains everything to you. Hopefully that explains what it is. It just kind of is what it is. And then people did talk to some of the non-starters that were from the local newspapers that they were from, of local areas. But there's Arch. Okay, today is kind of a big day that for you guys. I want you guys to kind of pay attention today, because today is a day where it's kind of a two deadline. There's two deadlines today that we need to talk about. This is as relates to college football. Okay, so Friday, January the 5th. The first deadline that you need to be aware of about as relates to today, and this is all going to kind of play into the decision making from kids, whether it's transfer portal or whether it's going pro. Okay, is that today is the day. The first deadline it's what they would call a soft deadline for the juniors to declare for the NFL draft. What's a soft deadline? Because you guys are all familiar with January 15th, right? January 15th is the hard deadline. So this, yes, let's sit here, we unpack this. I got you. Don't worry about it. I just got you. So the January 15th is the ultimate deadline for juniors to declare, right? That's what you already know. January 5th, soft deadline. Well, what is that? So what that is that for kids who, I say kids, I guess I could say kids, but young men, probably more appropriate, young men who are want to declare for the NFL draft and play in a Senior Bowl. Today is kind of the soft deadline to do that, right? This is it's because if you can kind of do that, then you can participate in the Senior Bowl and go about it. Hence why you saw throughout this week some of the juniors declaring. I'll get to Adonai in a second because Adonai doesn't apply to the Senior Bowl conversation. But so do you have that soft deadline? So today will be a day that you'll start hearing from guys just all throughout football. And doesn't necessarily, this is not a UT thing, but just all throughout football. It is like, hey, because remember the Senior Bowl, it invited juniors. And so if they kind of declare by today, then you know what? You got a chance to play in one of the bowl games, you know, whether it's the Senior Bowl, when it's the other bowl, something to that effect, right? And let's see. Is that true? Trill Carter entered the transfer portal. Is that happening live? Is that happening live, Aaron, as we are speaking? Catch said it in Slack. Well, I don't have, yeah. You know me, I turn on my Slack notifications. So, by the way, if you see anything, Aaron, while we're talking, you can just let me know. We put it on the screen. But thank you, South End Zone Queen, for being on top of it. Clearly, I'm doing a live show, so I can't be out there. Trill Carter, though, enters the transfer portal. Okay. I don't know. That's kind of my reaction to it. Okay. I mean, I think Alfred Collins, to me, if there's people that you look at and you say to yourself, that's a person that you want to make sure you retain, Alfred Collins probably is number one on my list. Trill Carter goes in the portal. Okay. All right. I mean, good luck to you. I don't, it's one of these weird situations where it's news, but I don't necessarily know that I'm moves the needle for me as far as like panic or overreaction or anything to that effect. And then you gotta be careful in situations like this because I don't want to be disrespectful. But okay, well, good luck. I mean, Trill Carter was a guy that was in the rotation. Trill Carter was a guy that played. But I don't necessarily, we know who the impact guy was or guys were. And I'm not quite sure he was really a guy that I would say was on that list. So, okay, good luck for it. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and put it up, Aaron. That's fine. There's a tweet by 24/7. Chris Hummer has it out there that Texas defensive tackle Trill Carter has entered the portal as a grad transfer. Carter posted 9 tackles and a sack this season after transferring to Austin from Minnesota. You see why my shoulder shrug is? It's kind of like, okay. I mean, that's, Texas played in 14 games. You guys do what 9 tackles into 14 games, what that number looks like. And then, all right, good luck. All I can say is good luck. Good luck to the man and it's whatever he does in life. Hope he graduated, so that's the most important thing. And good luck to him in his future endeavors. Hold on. There's oh yeah. Okay, so Longhorn football edit with the super chat says JB leaving is rough. My favorite player. So of course, Jonathan Brooks. Kind of one of the topics that I was going to get into. Jonathan Brooks yesterday. BK says Trill's a lifetime Longhorn. Okay, BK, I hope that's sarcasm. Yeah, I hope that's sarcasm. Jonathan Brooks makes the right decision, I believe, which is to get into the transfer portal. Not transfer portal, go into the NFL draft. He joins that list of guys, of underclassmen who have decided to go ahead and enter the draft. The Xavier Worthies, the Byron Murphys, and now Jonathan Brooks declares yesterday. Props to him because I got two thoughts. I got two thoughts on the Jonathan Brooks thing. First of all, happy for him. I was nervous that he was going to come back, and I was hoping that he wouldn't. I think I said it on many a show. But I'll say it again. The thing that I would have told Jonathan Brooks is this: hey, why should you go into the NFL draft? Why is that? Look at your knee. If we do this one more time next year in college, you're not getting drafted. Right now, you're going to get drafted. Could it be a little bit less than where you was hoping for? Potentially, but you're still viewed as probably the number one running back in this class, if not number two, whatever the case may be. And you got the opportunity to be ready by training camp. You'll be fine. You'll be all right. Go ahead and recover. Come back to college. Can't make that guarantee. So there's that. So I'm happy for him. And look, that another thing I would have told him is, hey man, listen, everything you have right now is found money. It's found money. Why is it found money? Because you entered the season as the backup. That you were supposed to be the backup running back this year. And there's no guarantees if you come back next year that you're going to be the starter. I mean, are you going to beat out the guy that you couldn't beat out last year? So why don't we take this found money and go to the NFL and call this a day? And let's not risk. This is going to Vegas, Atlantic City, one of those Mississippi casinos, wherever you go to gamble, online, on your phone, whatever. And you now playing with house money. You playing with house money. Go ahead and go. But here's what I got to say as relates to that. This is my second thought as relates to that, though. And I was thinking about this yesterday after he declared. And I do feel like we are at the point where I say, all right, well, Jonathan Brooks is gone. All right, well, let's see who the next 1,000-yard running back is going to be. And I know he didn't hit it because of the injury. But I'm now on this position. I am now at plug and play. The next person up is going to do just fine. And it took the departure of Bijan and Roschon and then seeing Brooks stepping up where I've said to myself, okay, this room is solid. The guys that they have in this room, you're going to be all right. Next year, you're talking about having C.J. Baxter, Jaden Blue, Trey Wisner, and then you've got Christian Clark coming in and Jarrett Gibson. Okay, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not freaking out as relates to the running back room the way I was freaking out before the season. JB Fan Club president can tell you, all you guys can tell, I was like, oh snap, I don't even know. And then you guys would try, and I've admitted I'm wrong on this one. And I've happily admitted that I'm wrong. Because I told you, man, you guys were telling me about, oh man, Jonathan Brooks is going to be as good as Bijan. Jonathan Brooks is going to be as good as Bijan. Like, y'all are smoking crack. Like Pookie and New Jack kind of crack. Like, it keeps calling me, dog. Like that kind of crack, right? But no, you guys were more right, and I was wrong. So now, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Ain't gonna fool me twice. Oh, no, I got it. So now that he's gone, somebody gonna step up. I like Jaden Blue too. Darwin, I'm with you. I like Jaden Blue. He's explosive when he gets the ball, isn't he? He's explosive. Explosive. CJ Baxter is good and solid. That's where he is right for me right now. Blue is explosive. To me, I need to see this battle between these guys in the offseason. Because I'm not 100% convinced that Jaden Blue shouldn't be the starter going into the 24th season. I'm just gonna put that out there. I know CJ Baxter may be that dude, and I know he's won the job. Won the job, but the numbers show some things that Blue is that dude. And hey, when it counted in the playoff game, we saw Blue out there in crucial moments. Just gonna put that out there. We'll see what happens. But yes. When Shook One says Blue reminded folks why he was the RB1 before skipping the senior season, yeah, correct. One Shook Ones couldn't agree with you more. I'm just saying, Jaden Blue looks like the truth. He looked like the truth to me, and I need to see CJ do that. So I know CJ, you got. Hey, just saying, I want to see a competition. I want to see a competition this all season between them. So there's another conversation to be had. Ask about Adonai Mitchell, and this is an interesting conversation here because I was checking in with my sources through this one yesterday, and there is an interesting thing because I'm like, well, why is Adonai not announced already? Like, what's the deal? Like, just go ahead and go. I was like, is there a video that he's waiting on to put out? Like, why are we sitting here waiting for that? And what I was told is that he's still trying to decide what he wants to do. So what? And apparently there's still a little bit of hesitation as to him. Apparently, and I can't quantify it. I can't tell you the percentages. I can't tell you what that's like. But apparently there is a thought process in his head about potentially coming back for next season. There is that. Now, again, I know people out there, and I know people listen. I know you guys some people like to run to Twitter and say, "I was on this," and I calm down for a second. Let me put my disclaimers in here. I'm not saying he's coming back. I'm just saying he hasn't made his decision as of yet, because he hasn't decided what he's officially going to do. Like, there is a door open, small door as it is. Now, if you ask my opinion, I think at the end of the day, he probably says, all right, let me just go ahead. Everyone's probably thinks I'm a first round guy. Let me go ahead and make this money. But it hasn't happened yet. So we're just got to wait and see until he makes that final decision. And, guys are sitting down and talking to Sarkisian. And so because in this week, and so we'll know a little bit more as well. Same thing goes for Jatavian Sanders. That's another one. It's another one who Sark has an opportunity to talk Jatavian out of turning pro. There is an opportunity, and here is Sark's window. I would say. I think window might be the right word. I'm saying I'm being, as you guys can tell. You guys know when I'm super hype. I'm just saying whatever I want to say, right? And you guys know if I slow it down like this, I'm trying to think of what I can or cannot say. So what I would say, and it almost sound like Cat Williams in this moment, when I'm trying to be, deliberate with the things that I say. I think that there's the sales pitch that Sark can make is, hey, you're the number 2 guy to Bowers at this moment, which means you're probably a day 2 pick. Unless a team just says, you know what, there are not a lot of good tight ends, so Bowers goes high, let's just grab the next one, so on and so forth, right? So what he could say and what he could pitch is, hey, come back for another year, you're automatic first rounder, you don't have to sit around to the second round, that if you can sell it. Now, the counter sell, like I said, the counter sell is, hey man, you're going to be in the you'll be in the NFL in April. What's the difference between first and second? And you could say, well, it's money, but you're still going to be in the NFL, and second round money is still pretty damn good money, right? Aaron, you have that graphic up? Do you have that graph? I think you have something up. You have like the salaries. Is that what you have up there, Aaron, on the screen? Oh, this is awesome. Look at this. So let's look at this. I'm going to remove myself for a second. I want you guys to look at what's kind of what we're going to look at as the guaranteed money for guys. So when guys have to start making decisions about everything. So I believe this is Sport Track that we have up here. And now we got to look at, you get to see the total value of it. So this is what guys got paid last year. Bryce Young, you can see his contract, $37 million, $24 million signing bonus, right? So pay attention to those particular numbers. The signing bonus is the biggest number you want to pay attention to, because that is the guaranteed money. That is, I get it. If no matter what, come hell or high water, the signing bonuses are there. So let's kind of go down to, let's say, like the lower 20s, Aaron. Let's kind of go into that realm there where we're at. So let's look at Dalton Kincaid. Okay, so Dalton Kincaid from Buffalo, his signing bonus is $6.7 million. Total value is 13. So let's say that's where the Byron Murphys of the world are. Maybe that's an Adonai Mitchell who could potentially be. Like, you get to see where they're at. The lowest at 31. No, what's 32, Aaron? What's the last person of the first round? Oh, 30. There was only 31. I must be tripping. Did someone lose a pick in the first round? Did someone have a pick taken away? Oh, okay. Thank you, Aaron. I was like, wait a second. I know I haven't covered the NFL in a while, but somebody missing here. I was like, because I don't remember them not having 31. So, Eagles lost a pick for Tampa. Thank you, Aaron. So let's go to 31. So the last pick of the first round, we're talking about $5.9 million as guaranteed money, $11 million overall. So you get the 5.9, and you'll get at the very least, you get, let's say, 2 years. I'm just saying, all goes bad, you get 2 years of that. So add in from that 5 point, add in another couple of mil with that one. Was it the Dolphins, Aaron? Because now they're saying the Dolphins in the chat. Was it not the Eagles? Was it the Dolphins? Okay, don't worry about it. All right. Yes, thank you. Dolphins. Appreciate it. All right, let's go. Now let's go. The number we get to look into is like second round. So this is where, let's say, the Chavian is at. So let's go to like 40, right? Let's go to 40. Actually, 42. Let's go to Luke Musgraves, right? So let's say that Jatavian is a second round pick. You're talking about 3.1 mil with a total contract around 8.4. And these are slots for y'all. For y'all, this is what the slot is. So when you start talking about, okay, get him some more NIL money. Do you got 3.1 million that you're going to give him in NIL money? The answer to that is probably not. Okay, so just so we're clear, because I know everyone said, well, just slap more with some NIL. Like, that's a hard sell that's there. That's Luke. That's there. Let's keep going down on just a little bit more. I'll tell you when to stop. Let's stop at, okay, let's go to, let's say Jacksonville. Let's go to Jacksonville. That's Brenton Strange. He's got a 1.4. And here's the deal. A guy like Jatavian won't go that low, right? I think we can agree that he's not going to be one of the last picks of the second round. So because he's not going to be one of the last picks of the second round, that 1.4 million probably not something that applies to him. He more than likely is in the 3 million kind of guaranteed range. I would say so. Now, here becomes the interesting thing. This is why I think let's go to maybe Aaron. What do you think? What do you think Alfred Collins would be right now if he came out? 6th round?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe 5th or 6th.
All right, let's go middle of the 5th. Now, when Alfred Collins has to figure out, okay, what, should I stay or should I go? So now we start. So in the middle of the 5th, let's look at Jacqueline Roy from Minnesota. His thing is at 339,000 in guarantees as far as his signing bonus is concerned. Don't forget, just so we understand, by the way, and I want you guys to understand this too. So that signing bonus, let's say it's 339. Okay, you got to take out taxes for that. So no, wherever you get drafted, the taxes are going to play a role. You have to pay your agent, which is usually about 3%. For all you math people, you could just figure something like this out, right? All you math people. So you're going to pay taxes. You got to pay your agent. And then all that training that you do heading up to the combine, where they say, oh, I went out in LA and I trained with such and such guy for the combine, blah, blah, blah. Those people got to get paid as well. So you're talking a good 20,000 or more, 20 to 30,000, or maybe even more than that. That goes to the people who trained you. So your 300 DAO that you got starts getting knocked down a lot. So your 300, when it's all said and done, you're probably taking home, what is that, like 200 or so? I mean, again, I'll let you math people figure that thing out. So that's where if you're Alfred Collins, sure, you're in the NFL, you probably made more in NIL at Texas than you would as a 5th round pick if you wanted to go into the NFL, right? Go 6th round. Let's go 6th round, Aaron. So 6th round, let's just say, because here's what I always say as relates to the picks. Let's just go to O'Shawn Mathis. Perfect. 189. You guys remember O'Shawn Mathis from Nebraska. His signing bonus was $182,000. And here's why is that relevant? Because sometimes if I think a guy, I always say like this, and this is my general rule of thumb, and I want you guys to apply this to all your NFL thoughts going forward, okay? When outside of if someone's projected to be a 1st round pick, you got to add a margin of error. So add like a round of just 1 round, so potential 2nd round. But if someone's projected to be a 5th round pick or so, add in like a 2-round cushion, because 5th round can easily turn to 7th round. I've seen it every year. Every year I've covered the NFL. And I've seen it too many guys where they think they may be like, I can at least be a 5th or so, and then they'll get drafted. Little Jordan Humphrey, right? And that's money that you just never get back. So O'Shawn Mathis. So if you now the margin of error here for an Alfred Collins is maybe you're thinking 4th, but now realistically you actually slip to the 6th, and this is the money that you get. It makes way more sense to come back just from financial dollars, NIL, and then NFL. It makes way more sense to come back to that. So I wanted to kind of give you a view of that. of what that looks like as guys start figuring out what they're going to do. Like you can apply logic to there. And Darwin, you said early fourth after the Senior Bowl. Like people go to the Senior Bowl and then that doesn't necessarily guarantee they're going to get drafted. Keandre Coburn went to the Senior Bowl, right? Did Moro Ojomo went to the Senior Bowl, right? So that's not a 100% guarantee, check the box kind of thing. Sure, people will fall in love and say why he looks a physical specimen. The tape is going to be the thing they judge you by. And at the end of the day, fourth round, that's a premier pick. I'm just telling you, premier pick. So, even if you say fourth, then you might, like I said, give yourself that margin of error to the sixth, because everybody and anyone can drop at any point at any given time. If you're the O'Shawn Mathis thing, then you should have actually 100% came back. Thank you, Aaron. I don't need that one anymore. So thank you. I appreciate that. So that's kind of where we're at as related to. Oh shoot, Aaron's like, turn on your camera. My bad. I forgot. So for the guys who are out there waiting and looming, I think we could surmise that Jatavian would probably be turning down again if he was like a second rounder. And again, a team may just say like, hell, we'll take him in the first round. We don't care because all these other tight ends are so average. That's totally on the table. But then there's also like, but if you slip, this is where you're at. Well, if you slip, then your floor is probably $3 million. It's not a bad floor to land on, by the way. Just so we're clear. But the other guys, like if you're Collins, if you slip, you can slip down to about $180. It's still, remember, that's still taxes that has to come out, agent fees that has to come out. And again, imagine getting drafted by San Francisco, California. You know what I'm saying? Like we're thinking Texas, right? We're thinking Florida. We're thinking like some really nice tax-friendly places. Imagine you get drafted by the Jets or the Giants or San Francisco or Oakland, and then you got a 180 signing bonus. Done. Half off the top, and then you got to pay your agent. You got to pay your trainer. When it's all said and done, what are you walking away with? I mean, not much when it's all said and done. So we'll monitor that. We'll see how that thing's going. So today, just know today's a soft deadline for everybody. But there's one more deadline too that you guys need to know about. One more. I'm over my time. It's okay. Today is the second deadline that I wanted to get into, which is today's the deadline for all players from SEC schools that want to enter the portal and transfer to an SEC school and still be eligible for the 2024 season have to do that by today. So anybody who wants to play in an SEC school, and maybe that's Joe Carter where his thought process is, you have to do it by the end of today. And don't forget that the transfer portal window got extended 5 days for anyone's in the playoffs. You get 5 extra days to enter your name into the transfer portal. So now you have another deadline of, I guess, tomorrow, I guess is what it would be. I guess I don't know if it's business days or not. So that part is probably crucial. So just know that's the other deadline that we have to monitor. The other thing that we got to keep our eye on. So also know SEC deadline. If you want to transfer to SEC school, today is the absolute deadline. So most kids, of course, they want to transfer to SEC school, right? Right? That makes all the sense in the world. So you got to keep an eye on that. So I expect the next today and tomorrow to be a lot of activity in college football. And then there'll be some more activity, obviously, before the January 15th deadline, things that we need to keep an eye on. So just know we may or may not receive some word about Jatavian Sanders. I feel like my gut tells me we'll hear something about Jatavian today. That's just my gut. Tells me that we'll hear something by today, and then we'll hear some other stuff. But by all the other players, those dominoes will start to fall very shortly. Ricardo was like, deadline. I was told there'd be no homework. Hey, I know, Ricardo. This is the issue. This is the challenge with of course, the show. Is that a lot of times, and this is the genesis of the Unk show, and I'll leave you on this, is that I want us to have fun. I want us to be, somewhat entertained, but I also want you to be educated. I always want you to walk away feeling like I learned a little something more than I knew coming in. And so that's kind of like the genesis of Unk, like your uncle. That's what used to be like the drunk Unk, right? It's just like your uncle's like you talk, you laugh, you have a good time, but you always walked away feeling like, damn, but Unk dropped some knowledge on us. So hopefully some knowledge got dropped here for you guys today. So like I said, definitely over my time now. Damn you guys. But they have to get set up for the Prize Pick show. So I guess I got to be back in the next 20 minutes to talk about that for our last Prize Pick show of the 2023 season. So we'll talk a little bit about that and what all that entails. So, but yes, I will be back on this channel on Monday. I will be back on Monday. Old Fashioned Show will be back next week. I will be here. Might be a little bit shorter, but I will be here nonetheless. Hit the like button if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you have not, so you get all the notifications about things that are going on in this world, especially on this channel. And Dre says Michael Penix Jr. is king. Well, Dre, you just rubbing a knife in everybody, huh? You just would have came in at the last minute. You know who's the king? Jordan Whittington. We'll end on that. Salute to Jay Witt and everything you've done as a Longhorn. Congratulations on a great career, and good luck to you in the future. To everybody else, have a fantastic weekend. I will be back here on Monday for Overreaction Monday. Remember what I always say, live each day like it was your last, because one day it will be. I'll be right back in 20 minutes for the Prize Pick show. Subscribe to the channel so you know exactly where it starts. You guys take care. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. And happy birthday. 11th birthday to my son, Max. So whenever the hell he wakes up.